Okay, are you ready? Ready to jump into something different, something totally different today.
I'm always ready for something different.
We are talking Wikitalk. And no, it's not about dancing.
Not about the latest trend.
Not about the latest trends.
Yeah.
It's actually a really cool app that lets you explore Wikipedia, explore it in a whole new way.
In a new way, yeah.
Imagine if you could scroll through Wikipedia,
Hmm.
like you scroll through TikTok.
Okay.
That's essentially what Wikitalk is.
What's so fascinating is how it plays on our expectations, right? We see TikTok and instantly we think short videos, catchy tunes. But WikiTalk, it flips that on its head and
Yeah.
gives us these bite-sized chunks of knowledge. Instead, it's like a surprise box
I love that.
of information,
A surprise box of information.
just waiting to be opened.
So how does it actually work? Like, is it just random Wikipedia articles that are like popping up?
Well, yes and no. You do get a constant feed of random Wikipedia snippets. Each snippet has a picture, a title, and a little teaser to get you interested. But the real magic is in the serendipity. You never know what you're going to get,
Yeah.
and that makes it super addictive.
Okay, I'm intrigued, but why is everyone making such a big deal about this? I mean, Wikipedia's been around forever.
That's true.
Yeah.
But think about how we usually use Wikipedia. We go there with a specific question or topic in mind, right?
Right.
Wikitalk turns that on its head, and it encourages us to stumble upon things that we never even knew we were interested in. It's like wandering through a library and just pulling random books off the shelves.
So it's about the joy of discovery, not just, finding answers.
Yes.
That
Yes.
makes a lot of sense. But I've also heard some buzz about Wikitalk's creator refusing to use algorithms.
Hmm.
Is that right?
Absolutely. Isaac Jamal, the developer behind Wikitalk, he's very intentional about keeping the feed completely random. He believes that algorithms, even if they're designed to personalize our experience, can trap us in these filter bubbles. Essentially, we only see information that confirms our existing beliefs,
Yeah.
which can be a bit limiting, don't you think?
I've never thought about it that way. So by resisting personalization, Wikitalk is actually pushing us to expand our horizons and maybe even challenge our own assumptions.
Exactly. It's a conscious decision to prioritize serendipity.
Mm-hmm.
To prioritize serendipity over curated content. And that's what makes it so refreshing. It's like a breath of fresh air in a world that's constantly trying to predict and control what we see, and consume.
I'm really starting to see why people are so excited about this. But I have to ask, what kind of stuff are people actually finding on Wikitalk? I mean, is it just obscure historical facts, or are there actually things that are, could be relevant to everyday life?
Well, that's the beauty of it. You really never know what you're going to find. You might stumble upon a scientific breakthrough that's changing the world. Or, you could learn about an ancient civilization you've never even heard of.
See, now that's what I'm talking about. I love
Yeah.
the idea of learning about things that I wouldn't normally seek out. It's like accidentally opening a door to
Yeah.
a whole new world.
And it's not just about acquiring knowledge,
Yeah.
right? It's also about sparking curiosity
Mm.
and encouraging people to dig deeper. Each snippet, it's like a starting point for a whole new adventure.
Okay, I'm sold. I'm definitely downloading this app after our chat.
Good.
But before we get too carried away, I'm curious about the story behind Wikitalk. How did this even come about? I mean, was it like years of research and development or something?
Believe it or not, it all started with a single tweet. Someone just threw out the idea of an infinitely scrolling Wikipedia, and Isaac Jamal, he saw it and thought, challenge accepted.
Yeah.
He actually built the first version of Wikitalk in just a few hours
Wait, hold on.
using some pretty advanced coding
A
tools.
few hours? Are you serious?
Yep. He used AI-powered coding tools, which basically They help developers write code faster and more efficiently.
Sure.
It's a great example of how technology can be used to bring innovative ideas to life quickly.
That is seriously impressive. So we've got this like super smart developer who's passionate about knowledge and serendipity,
Right.
and he creates this amazing app in just a few hours. I mean, it's almost like something out of a movie.
It really is. And the fact that it's taken off so quickly just shows how much people are craving this kind of experience. We're bombarded with so much curated content these days that it's refreshing to find something that embraces randomness and unexpected discovery.
Okay, now I'm even more intrigued. But let's dive into some specifics. What are some examples of the things that people are finding on Wikitalk? I need some real life examples to convince me this isn't just a bunch of, random trivia.
All right, let's jump into some real WikiTalk discoveries,
Yeah.
and you tell me if they spark your curiosity.
I'm ready. Let's hear it.
First up we have SX Window. It's a graphical user interface for a series of computers from the 1980s.
SX window. Okay, I'll admit I have no idea what that is. See, this is what I'm talking about. I would never have searched for that on my own.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But now you stumbled upon it. You have this little nugget of knowledge about a niche piece of tech history. It's like a little window to the past.
I love that. So tell me more. Tell me more about this SX window. What was so special about it?
Well, it was considered pretty groundbreaking for its time.
Yeah.
Remember, this is the 80s. Before Windows or Macs were commonplace,
Hmm.
SX Window, it was one of the early attempts to create a user-friendly interface with, Windows icons and a mouse.
Wow. That is pretty fascinating. Okay, what else have you got?
All right, next up we have Xanthoxylin.
Santosylin, that sounds vaguely familiar, but I can't quite place it. Refresh my memory.
Yeah.
What is Santosylin?
It's actually a pretty big deal in the world of chemistry. It was the first natural product ever discovered that contains a specific chemical structure. It's called the isocyanide functional group.
Okay, I have to admit chemistry isn't exactly my strong suit. Why should our listeners care about this isocyanide whatchamacallit?
Well, even if you're not a scientist, understanding the basic building blocks of the world around us can be pretty cool.
Yeah.
This discovery, it was a big step forward, in understanding natural compounds and how they work. Who knows? Maybe xanthocellin will lead to the development of new medicines or materials in the future.
Okay, I see your point. It's all about those unexpected connections, right? Learning about one thing can open up a whole new world of understanding.
Exactly. Now, how about a little art history? Wikitalk might introduce you to Lorenzo Ghiberti,
Okay.
an Italian Renaissance sculptor from Florence.
Uh-huh.
Famous for his bronze doors on the Florence Baptistry.
Oh, I've actually heard of those doors. They're supposed to be incredible.
They are. And think about it. You might never have made that connection if you hadn't stumbled upon, Ghiberti's name on Wikitalk. It's those unexpected sparks of recognition that make it so engaging.
All right, I'm liking this more and more. Give me another one.
Okay, how about a little architecture? Ever heard of the William Wheeler House in Texas?
Can't say that I have. Tell me more.
It's a stunning example of Victorian architecture with all the intricate details and ornate features you'd expect from that era. Wikitalk could transport you to this beautiful house, even if you've never been to Texas.
Okay, you've officially sold me on this app. It's like a virtual tour guide to all sorts of random but fascinating things.
Exactly. And just when you think you've seen it all, Wikitalk might whisk you away to the city of Krautheim, Germany.
Krautheim, Germany. Never heard of it.
It's a small town with a rich history, probably not on your travel radar. But now, thanks to Wikitalk, you know it exists. You might even be inspired to look it up and learn more about its medieval castle and charming half-timbered houses.
See, that's the beauty of it. It's constantly expanding your knowledge base in ways you never expected. You never know where you're going to end up.
And because it's all drawn from Wikipedia,
Yeah.
you know you're getting reliable information, well-researched information.
Okay. I'm curious for the tech savvy folks out there. How does Wikitalk actually work? What's going on behind the scenes?
Well, for those who like to peek under the hood, Wikitalk it's open source, which means anyone can see the code and understand how it's made. In fact, anyone can even contribute to its development.
That's amazing. So it's not just an app, it's a community project.
Exactly. And it's built using some really cool technologies
Mm.
like React, TypeScript, and Tailwind CSS.
Those sound familiar. Aren't those tools that developers use to build websites and stuff?
You got it. They're like the building blocks for creating modern interactive user interfaces. The fact that Wikitalk uses these tools shows that you don't need some super complex system to create something really engaging and innovative.
That's a good point. Sometimes the simplest ideas are the most powerful.
Absolutely. And it all goes back to Isaac Jamal's vision. He wanted to create something accessible, something engaging, and a little bit adventurous.
So it's not just about learning random facts. It's about rethinking how we approach knowledge and discovery. It's about challenging the algorithms and embracing the unknown.
Exactly. It's about remembering that learning can be fun,
Mm,
surprising, and even a little bit addictive.
I think that's a perfect place to wrap up our deep dive into Wikitalk. So we've talked about, what Wikitalk is and how it works. We even dove into some of the things, the fascinating things people are finding. But what does it all mean? Like, what's the bigger picture here?
It's more than just a cool app, that's for sure. I think Wikitalk is kind of making a statement. It's making a statement about, how we consume information in the digital age. It's a gentle nudge to step outside our comfort zones and resist that urge to be constantly spoon-fed content that fits neatly into our existing beliefs.
It's almost like a social experiment in a way, right? Like can we actually break free from the algorithms that seem to control, so much of our online experience.
Exactly. And it's not about, rejecting technology altogether. It's about using it.
Yeah.
Using it in a way that empowers us to be more and more curious, more open-minded, more engaged with the world around us.
It's funny. While we were talking about all these, random discoveries, on Wikitalk, I couldn't help but think, what if I could personalize it just a little bit? Like what if I could nudge the algorithm, nudge it to, favor certain topics that I'm interested in.
That's an interesting thought, and I think it gets to the heart of the dilemma. The dilemma that Wikitalk presents, right?
Yeah.
Do we want convenience? Do we want familiarity? Or do we want to embrace the unknown and potentially discover something truly mind-blowing?
I think it's a question each user has to answer for themselves. I mean, there's no right or wrong answer, but it's definitely something to ponder, right?
Absolutely. And I think that's one of the most valuable things about Wikitalk. It's not just, feeding us information, right? It's making us think about how we learn, how we explore, how we engage with knowledge.
So the next time you find yourself, aimlessly scrolling through your phone, maybe give Wikitalk a try. Who knows what you might discover.
You might just rediscover the joy of learning something new, of stumbling upon something unexpected, of expanding your horizons in ways you never thought possible.
And that's what the deep dive is all about, right? So until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.